Welcome back everybody to another F1 24 driver career mode episode. Today heading off to the British Grand Prix, so let's jump on into it. So there are a few things I want to address here. First of all, this is Thursday. I'm recording this on Thursday. I'm going to be out of town for the weekend, so this episode is going to be coming out Sunday. But with it being Thursday, there is a patch coming out on Friday. The first patch that we're going to get for this game. But I will not have played it until Tuesday's episode, so that will be when we first see that. Just kind of let you know. I'll also make some posts telling you that as well, since I know this is going to be a bit further down the road than with that being Friday, and this isn't coming out till Sunday, so just I'll do some posts in there. You've probably already seen them, but we will jump into that on Tuesday. But we do have episodes all the way through there. Let's see here. Let's see the practice programs back out here. Driver details up to 74. Actually, no, we're currently at 76. Target is at 74, so way above that. Recognition up to a 42% there. Let's look at some R&D stuff. Ocon's still focused on the durability. I want to look at some front downforce, because we struggled there. Don't have enough points though for that. About the chassis side of things, we already got development there. I already have development here. I'm going to save. Do we go for drag reduction? No, I want front downforce. So I'm going to save. No. Fine, we'll go for. I should be able to get 2 upgrades going at the same time. So let me. Let's see, I'm going to get 300 points. How many do I need here? No, I need to just wait to get this after the practice sessions at Silverstone, so let me advance here. Okay, I'm kind of hoping this isn't a sprint weekend. I don't think it should be. Actually, let's check the vehicle. I know we just switched out a bunch of components. Looking all good there. But let me jump into practice, and then we'll head off to qualifying. 300 resource points here. Same as usual. In terms of the rating, go up a little bit of experience, but nothing else goes up. Just a little bit of a gain there. And now head off to qualifying. Don't feel super great here, but not terrible. See here. I still think we can out-qualify Ocon. I don't feel like we're that bad off, but let's go out to the track. Still just a little bit feel like I'm missing out on some front downforce. I don't feel like it's quite as snappy as it has been at other tracks. And granted, it's got a lot of these long sweeping corners, but there's some corners where it just doesn't quite feel right compared to everything else. It doesn't feel nearly as snappy, so we'll see what we can do. Got a downshift through there. And remember to use let's just going to return to the garage. That was not a good lap. Let's go back out. Set a bank lap with these tires. I was not focused up and ready to go for that run, so.
Push down to P17.
Okay, that's fine. Now let's take a go at it. What's worn now? I just switched everything out. Oh, it's a gearbox. I ain't looked down that far. It's going to be close whether we can. Whether we're going to make it through the weekend okay or not. I think we should. We're not doing nearly as many laps around here as some of the other courses just because it's a little bit longer. But I suppose we'll see what we can do here. Lots of ERS usage here. Lots of opportunities to use up some ERS around this track. Going down to second gear there. That's one of the corners where I don't feel like I'm getting quite enough turn in. Do some more ERS here. Use some more here. We're going to gain quite a bit heading through this section. So we're coasting a fair amount through there. Let's use up some more. We're basically out of usage already. Going to gain some back here. And maybe I'm better off not going to the hot lap mode for this track, at least in qualifying, because I feel like we can use up that ERS in better spots. But that lap put me in 20th. Maybe we're going to be slow here. I'm not sure. We're well off the pace. Well, not well off. I guess we set exact same lap time as Ricardo. So we'll have to go out here on another set. See what we can do. Let's advance some time. We may not make it into Q2 on this track. It's going to be. I knew I didn't feel the most confident around here, but I didn't think it was quite that bad. Seems to be though.
And we've been pushed down to P20.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go none on the ERS all the way around here. It's going to allow me to use that overtake button basically as much as I want, and allow me to better manage laps. I'm going to use it here.
Seconds left in the session.
That's fine. I thought I turned that off. Oh, we just used up a bunch of it, but I didn't really want to. We're up in terms of time right now, though. I wonder if that's going to come back to bite us later in the lap. We'll see, though. Better be a quickest first sector. Red ERS on it for half the lap, or half that sector. Lots of usage down this straightaway. Out of it. The thing is, we used up so much at the beginning that I think we somewhat hurt ourselves through the back half of this lap with not having quite as much to use, but we'll see here. Still going to have a little bit to use here at the end of the lap. We're up a decent amount of time. I'm going to use it here. It's going max hour deploy, I think. Up nearly 4/10. 16th, we barely missed out on Q2. Man. Would have been interesting to see how that would have played out had we not accidentally used deploy. And Ocon's right below us. Yeah. So I don't think the speed's in the car. Even though we've been qualifying a lot higher than them, speed's just not in the car for this track, so. You know what I'm thinking? I'm actually thinking it's time for some grid penalties, develop a whole new line of parts, and get some of those out of the ways. So that's what I'm thinking. Let's head off to the race.
You join us in the United Kingdom today, or Great Britain as it's alternatively known. Well, it's certainly a great day today as we welcome you to one of the crown jewels of British sport, a track of speed, history and drama. It's Silverstone. It's the British Grand Prix. The 3.6-mile long Silverstone circuit is one of the longest of the season, with 18 corners in the current layout. With average lap speeds reaching around 145 miles per hour, it's also one of the quickest tracks of the year. Watch out for cars taking the right-handers of Abbey and of Copse flat out. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Perez, Fernando Alonso, Sainz, Russell, Norris, Hamilton, Stroll, Oscar Piastri, Bottas, Joe, Albon, Tsunoda, Benjamin, Ocon, Hulkenberg, Magnussen, Ricciardo, and Logan Sargent. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. And alongside me today is a man who needs no introduction, but I'll try anyway. It's Ant Davidson. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you know, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, you know, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, you know, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
Okay, as you know, this is the team's home race, which means it's extra important for everybody in this team. They've got friends here, they've got family here, they're all in the grandstands watching, so let's go and put on a good show for them.
I must admit, I'm a little confused on why we didn't have grid penalties here. As far as I know, I mean, I switched out the components. I'm not sure why they haven't been implemented, though. So, let's look here. I'm actually wondering about a hard to either a soft or a hard to medium. That's the ideal. If we do this, what if we start on the mediums, go to the hards? What's our best window there? Right here? What if we go soft to hard? Let's just go with this strategy. That's a soft to hard. I like that. Yeah, I like that soft to hard strategy. So let's do that. No, we'll go with soft to medium. We can always switch to the hards if we want to. But I'm very interested to see. Alrighty, I should have a 22 place grid penalty. So we'll see. As we go around the outside there, and to Joe there a little bit. But we are already up some major spots here.
Be careful with the front wing, you've taken some minor damage.
Did I? I'm not even sure. We have taken damage. I didn't think we did. Okay, so there's been a glitch because I did not actually take grid penalties, even though I should have. So this wing damage is not going to be nice to deal with. Yeah, we're going to have to box here. Actually, I'm not. This isn't a terrible track in terms of wear. Let's actually box this lap. Oh, you're broken anyways. Be aggressive again, end the pit road. We're going to go to hards. Oh, and I sure hope it fixes the front wing. If it doesn't, I'm going to be severely annoyed. Are you kidding me?
Okay, let's go now. Come on. Perfect job on the turn in there,
I
mate.
didn't
Looks
get
like
that.
A nice stop time. We're happy with that one.
Well, this is going to be a terrible race without a safety
That was
car.
our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's
I don't think I can go to another set.
go. DRS is being enabled this lap.
Yeah, we don't have any
Use
hards.
DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS.
Alright, now we're... I can't go around this track with that wing damage. I don't know why I didn't fix it. So I guess we... Yeah, I can't. I lose so much time. Okay, we're going box again. Hope we get a safety car. But with the current state of the game, patch, that's not. Chances of that happening are nearly zero. So it helps that we're able to hit pit road so aggressively, but I'm going to need something in order to make this happen, and we're going to have to probably pit again realistically.
Okay, go, go, go. Perfect
For
job.
new tires, because I doubt I can make
Delighted with that.
mediums go the way. We'll have to see. But so all sorts of chaos here at the beginning of the race so far. So now we just log laps and see what we can do. 24 laps to go. Scoot the chair back a little bit. see if we
it's time to
get
utilise some of this energy.
laps,
Come on.
see if we can catch up to cars. I don't know what's going to happen, but we shall see. Maybe we should experiment with some of these more extreme strategies so we can see what the tire wear is like. I think we would have been fine on the hard tires to go to the end. I don't think we can make the I don't think we can make the mediums go to the end. That would be insanely good tire wear, which we know this car does not. This team does not. So we'll see what we can do. That corner I'm not getting the best turn in like I would expect. This corner I'm not getting good turn in like I expect. So we'll see quite a few different things that they're addressing with the patch. They're updating the handling model some. They're going to make it so red flags, well, just AI caused mistakes, I guess you could say, are more common. So they're going to have engine failures. You know, they're going to have wings break and that sort of stuff, which we've not seen really happen. We've not had any failures from anyone so far, and we're halfway through the first season. So, on top of that, they're updating the handling model a little bit. Because especially like esport drivers have expressed concerns there. They're also fixing some of the career mode glitches,
Okay, mate. Right,
such
we've got some track in front of us, so let's
as
make the best use of it and make the next lap a quick one.
the margin to fastest lap on our pace for a rating. That's going to get fixed. There's some things where like the focus can get stuck and it'll actually bring you up to it glitches and it brings you all the way up to a 99 focus. What else are they fixing? There's a few other little things that they're fixing in terms of stuff. They're also fixing, we've seen it where the AI will start out on dry tires when it's wet out. We've seen the AI stay out when it's too wet out. So that's all being addressed as well. The wear on the enters is being addressed. Just the thermal modeling, how those tires heat up, that's all being addressed. So it should put the game in a lot better state. Should also help with the massive lines that we've seen from the AI. There's just one that went by. But the AI just get clumped together and never separate really from one another, so just keep moving here. I'm just logging laps really. I'm trying to talk through the patch updates. Let's take a look at tire wear. Mostly that left front. So we've gone 4 laps on that now. We're at 15%. That averages out to about 3.5% per lap. Got 20 laps left. So we may be able to run these mediums all the way to the end. It's all going to depend on how much that left front wears as we run. If we put, say, because that left front is cooking quite a bit, and I expect it to get more and more heat, so it's going to wear a little bit quicker. So I may need to go to like a set of softs towards the end of the race to help carry us through, but that'll be for another time. We've got a lot of laps to log before that even comes close to happening. And really, the easier I can go through some of these corners, the better it's going to be. So we'll see here.
Okay, we need to push now. Use the overtake button for more power.
Sure, we'll use some here. Here. Really, the objectives are going to be about the only thing that keep this race interesting, I think. We're not really making up any time on those with the softs, just because there's not, you know, really a lot of wear around this track in all reality, up to 20%. Now, may not be able to go to the end on these. We are getting some more wear than we were, I believe. Though we've only gone up 6% over the last 2 laps when I first started looking at it. So there may still be a chance. Is this about okay? We've gone up about 7%. Actually, that's about what we would expect. About 3.5%, so 7% over 2 laps. Yeah, we maybe will run these to the end. We'll see. But I think there's no way that we're catching the AI. There'd have to be some major, really almost a major glitch in the game in order to get us back in the mix, just because the AI are basically coded not to have any mistakes right now. But again, that's being fixed with the patch. There's going to be more mistakes. We're going to have a better chance around the AI in general, I think. So I'm personally looking forward to that. Not feeling like I can't make any mistakes. That's what kills me a lot, is I make mistakes. And granted, a lot of that is just me having to learn to be more consistent and whatnot, as we saw with the front wing. But the AI right now are so they're essentially on rails. Like, they don't leave the line that, even when we're racing by them, they don't really leave the racing line. They just kind of stay single file. That's why they stay behind each other, and don't seem to really compete with one another. They do a little bit, but not like what we saw in F123, where they were making moves on each other, which caused you to get the field to spread out. You're having to run cars down. If you're coming back up through the field, you had to slowly chase people down in order to make your next pass. And that made for some really good racing. But right now, everyone's just in a line. If you make a mistake, you're likely going to get passed by 2 or 3 guys based on one mistake. Really, no matter how small it is, it could be slightly overdriving one corner and you're back 3 positions. So let's kind of see what the patch brings. And it's not that I mind the game in this state, but if they bring some of those features, if they bring that AI model similar to what was in F123 back into the game, that's really going to allow for a lot. It's going to be a much nicer game, more fun to play for sure, because you're going to be able to better maneuver yourself around the AI. They're going to maneuver themselves around you a lot better. So overall, it's just going to be much nicer to play, and that's ultimately what we want from a game, is for it to be fun for everyone to play, and not run into some of the bugs and glitches and holdups that it's going to keep some people from playing. We want to get those smooth out as soon as possible, get as many people playing this, and just kind of build a community. So we're still 40 seconds back, but those are some of the leaders who are right in front of us on the mediums. I've been paying attention to the tire wear that we've been having. I do think we can make it to the end on these. But we're going to be back here the entire race, like I said, unless we get something weird that happens. Stroll, I think, is falling back a lot. If that's how pit stop is cycled, he was up in 9th when we had made our way up to the front right first. He was up in 9th. Granted, he was battling for that position, but still, he's fallen back to 16th. If that's his final spot, that's actually just crazy bad. Like, that's absolutely insane if that's how far back he's fallen. Granted, that could be a small mistake from the AI as well. And then therefore
Esteban is in the pits.
He fell back that many spots because of how they train themselves, but Ocon, I think, is pretty far up the order as well, because he was in the pits a lot, or I got that notification a lot sooner than I've seen anybody else fall, but that could be just how things are cycling. We've got quite a few cars coming back to us, so maybe the Stroll hasn't fallen quite as much as I thought. But we are now halfway through the race. Joe is the closest to us at 30 seconds ahead of us still. Maybe a little bit more as they get those tires up to temp. But yeah, we need a safety car. We can't catch up on a virtual safety car. We need a safety car in order to make this shake out, and like we've already established, that's not going to happen. In fact, I'd be very surprised if that did happen. So
The car ahead's coming to fit the
Hamilton
mediums.
just
Car
set the
ahead
fastest
now running
lap.
medium tyres.
Though I do expect to see a response from Verstappen in the next lap or two. So the other thing that the patch is going to cover is the real life performance of the different teams. So our pace may take a hit. Here in this Alpine, as is well known that the Alpine is basically the worst car on the grid right now, just because of how many different and major issues they have going on with the car. So I do expect to see a downfall there, but hopefully we only have to deal with it for about half season, and then we can jump ship to somewhere else. Hopefully the team principal isn't listening to that, but yeah, we do hope to jump ship
Okay, gap to the car in
here after a
front,
little bit,
31,
get into a
23
better
seconds.
car. But at the same time, if the Alpine ends up being the worst car in the grid, and we've got 13 drivers' points, and maybe even more at the end of the season,
Hit the target. Nice
then
work.
that's going to give us a really good look to new potential rides as well. So be very interested to see what happens there. Something else I think could be interesting is if there's still like I'm sure there's still the regulation changes, but if the team takes care of those redevelopments, or if it's up to like Ocon and I to work together and get those redevelopments done before the end of the season. I'm not sure. But I think that could be very interesting, because if you get a teammate who just wants to keep developing the car, and you want to try to, especially if you're on a multi-year contract and you want to keep developing or keep those upgrades that you already have on the car for the next season, and say that your teammate is leaving at the end of the season, they don't care about what happens to the team next season, that could create a very interesting bit of tension to the mix as the season were to progress. So especially if, like, say if we were to get a ride in say, let me think here. Say for example, for whatever reason, we were able to get into an Aston Martin next season, and no one really knows about it, but even if it's looking that way, with our secret meetings, I think it would be very interesting there to see if you could, especially if the teammates are redeveloping parts, could you potentially sabotage that the team that you're leaving, like intentionally developing more parts in the departments that need redevelopment? Because I think then you have to redevelop.
Let's try and pick our moments with DRS. Let's try to be consistent with it going forward, please.
I believe even if you develop those new parts after regulation change, because you're still developing it in the current season, I think you have to redevelop those still for the next season. So you could really sabotage the developments for the team into next season because of that. Because they're having to spend more points on the redevelopment. To try to keep all the parts on the car. In a way, if your teammate is bringing in plenty of upgrade or plenty of resource points, it could kind of backfire on you if they're able to redevelop everything. But more than likely, you're going to be able to basically develop too many parts that they're not able to keep all of them, and especially if it impacts two departments, you could almost attack one, more the stronger one, and essentially overload that area with a bunch of parts that need to be redeveloped. So I think, I'm not sure if EA has thought that far into it, but it would be very interesting to see there. We've run, was it 95 miles now this weekend? So just keep chugging along. Coming to 7 to go, about 7.5 laps to go at the moment. So I just went on a wild rabbit trail there for about 5 laps about that redevelopment stuff, but I'm also very interested in seeing, as I think by the end of the season we may jump over that 50% mark in recognition compared to Ocon, in which case I'm very interested to see, once we jump over that mark, if we start to collect more resource points than he does.
We expect you'll be noticing a bit of grip loss in the tyres around now, so just be careful. I
would think that's how that works. I guess I don't know for sure. So I would think that 50% is a tipping point. If you're below that 50% point, then you're going to get less resource points. But if you're above it, you're going to get more resource points than your teammates. So that could be very interesting as well. I do think our point generation has been going up slightly as we've gained some more recognition. I haven't really paid attention to it. You guys would have to let me know whether I'm right in that or not. But I do think our weekly resource points, or whatever they are, they have slowly gone up as we've gained some recognition within the team. So let's see here. If you really wanted to screw your team over, especially if you were the main driver, say if you had like a 75 recognition, where you're gaining the majority of the weekly resource points from the team, you could so quickly put a team in the mud by overloading one of those departments with upgrades that they'd have to redevelop, which could be quite funny just to see them, especially if they're like especially if it's like Red Bull that you're racing for, and you jump to, say, a Ferrari, to see them just tank down the vehicle performance charts in the next season. I think that would be quite comical to see. Either extra reason, ERS there, complete the objective. Losing time to the cars in front of us, but that was to be expected. Coming to 5 to go. Five laps to go. And tires are definitely going to make it the way. Just unfortunate that we had that second pit stop. I think we would have been fighting with the guys up there in front of us if we wouldn't have had to make the second pit stop. Now I can't say that for sure, because we would have been out a long time on a set of hards. But again, that second pit stop really threw us off in a major way, with not getting that wing replaced on the first time through. So it is what it is. I should have made sure that was changed, just with the not being able to use the talking to the engineer part quite right. I think that's another little bug. I don't know, for those of you who have the game, and I'm not sure if there's anyone watching who does, but if there's any of you guys also dealing with that, you guys would have to let me know. Is that something that you've experienced as well? Because I'm not sure if that's just another bug. It worked at first, but maybe a bug that has popped itself up more recently after a certain amount of playing or whatnot. But yeah, besides that, I'm quite happy with the state of the game. I really like this new career mode. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I think the recognition system and all that is very nice. Granted, I've never really played driver career mode in the past. I've always done my team, but from what I've seen and heard, this is just a phenomenal system. Something they really should have implemented years ago. So we'll keep playing this until F125 comes out. I'm sure we'll do multiple seasons of the driver career mode. We'll have probably at least 2 or 3 seasons in a My Team career mode, but it's going to be very similar to that on F123. All that's going to be new is like the handling model, that sort of stuff. The DRS being activated after lap 1 instead of on lap 2. Some of the rule changes there, that's all that's going to change. The season schedule. What else? The track updates, obviously. And the vehicle performance as well. So it'd still be different than F123 and the My Team career mode that we did there.
Okay, so gaps 37.6 seconds.
But not drastically different. So we will probably do it eventually, but not at this point. We're probably a good ways from that, just really diving deep into the driver career mode first, but maybe even looking at doing a driver career mode with a legend driver. I think that would be very interesting, because I wonder if as a legend driver you are able to kind of freely pick what team you go to. I know you can kind of choose that at the beginning of a normal career mode, but I really wonder if you were to choose a legend driver, like Schumacher or I'm not good with legends within F1, but if you picked a well-established F1 champion and whatnot, I'd be very interested to see if you can just dive on and your recognition would already be high, that sort of thing. And I guess the other thing I don't know it may be something new to think about for a future F1 game is can you do a My Team career mode as a legend driver? I'm not sure if you can. Fernando Alonso wins the race. That comes as a bit of a surprise. I wonder what happened to Verstappen. But like in NASCAR, we've seen obviously Richard Petty, a longtime owner of a team. You had who else? Denny Hamlin, who is a current driver on a team. Dale Earnhardt Jr. Owns a team that they race in an Xfinity Series. I know I'm forgetting some people who are obvious. Tony Stewart with Stewart Haas Racing, which is now shutting down. But there's a lot of different former drivers that end up going back into the sport as team owners. So I wonder if there's something there within F1 games or not, but that would be an interesting route to go down as well. So Fernando Alonso wins here. See how everything shakes out in terms of race results.
And with that, we wrap up another weekend of
Verstappen's way down the grid. He must have had a problem or something. Alonso, Leclerc, Sainz, Hamilton, Russell, Perez, Verstappen all the way down in 7th from a starting spot of 1st. Norris, Bottas, Stroll, and 10th is going to gain a point on us in that rivalry. Albon, Piastri, Magnussen, Hulkenberg, Tsunoda, Ocon, Guan Yu, Sargent, Ricciardo, and us with the 2-stop. Yeah, just unfortunate there. Let's head back to the main menu and wrap things up. So moving up here, apparently we've got perks and specialists as well. Pace goes up as well. Focus drops some, but overall decent amount of gain there. No DNF, as well as the teammate rivalry. Racecraft, 11 overtakes. I doubt that. Very highly doubt that. Rivalry. Down 5 spots from the starting position, which really shouldn't have been true, but it is. No penalties. Rivalry. Objective, no DNF, and only 1 warning. The broken thing, 2 objectives and rivalry. And focus goes down as normal. Because we finished in 20th a lot, but still at 42 in terms of recognition. And the specialist, I believe, I'll go up. There's a new perk there. And that may be a decrease in failure rate. So let's keep moving here. As we see where everything shakes out. Need to get that part in development, but that will be for next time. I think we're definitely gaining more points than we were at the beginning of the season compared to Ocon. But quite a few parts coming in. We're going to get that front downforce in next episode. But hope you guys enjoyed. Heading off to the Hungarian Grand Prix. I'm pretty familiar with that track, so it should be quite a bit of fun. Though I'm not sure how this car will handle around it. It'll be very interesting to see. So hope you enjoyed the episode. Again, sorry I don't have the patch in for this weekend, but we will be back on the game with an episode out on Tuesday, and that will have the patch on it. So hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next one.